Good afternoon. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Hope you're wrapped up, warm. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's just come to me is, isn't it interesting how I haven't had this experience today or anything, but isn't it interesting how when you've changed so much to the people that known you, that people still hold you at the version that they knew you before your whole transitioning and leveling up. Like, people really still be seeing you as that same version. There's no growth there, people. There's no growth there. If you're still holding people to an old version and haven't even opened your mind up to a point of allowing them to blossom in their new version, you gotta really question yourself, like, where are you at? Like, what are you holding on to? Not just versions of people, but what are you holding on to? Like, it goes so deep. The light can be so blinding to those that are close that they don't even see the light. Imagine that. Imagine that. You can really be light in rooms. You can really be sharing some life-changing information, but if people are still holding on to the old version of you, it's the information is void. And that's probably going to be with, especially with friends and family. So if you're on your journey and you're sharing things and you've said certain things, but you've said it and then it doesn't register, and then the information is then said back to you, but because it was said by somebody else, it's valid. You get used to it after a while. I've been there so many times for a long time. That's why I really just be on my journey, being an example. You have to be the example, people. You have to be the example. You just have to be. Just show up and show out, because there really is nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove, because I enjoy my life. I love my life. I honor my life. Every day I'm hailing my life. Every day I am honoring this vessel. I don't put death in this vessel. Just life. Everything's life. Love. Living. Lively. Loving. Luscious. Luminous. Light. Living. We don't do death and destruction, not anymore. When you have the right mind, you have the right mind to do everything. And then when you get far enough and deep enough, you don't want to do anything to go against your vessel. And if you're someone that's still thinking, oh, isn't too much fruit and too much vegetable bad for you, and isn't it too much sugar, then you're still under and highly influenced by behavior modification. The drugs that are in all these foods, you need to get hold of them, because you can't have a right frame of mind with bad food choices. Like, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Only when you've cleaned out enough. And I've seen it, I've heard it, people being plant-based and still having cravings for certain foods. It's because you haven't cleaned yourself out deep enough, long enough. That's just the reality. And this is coming from someone that has probably eaten everything that you've eaten also, but I'm definitely on the other side and continuing to thrive and drive this vehicle into the depths, and just being open-minded to whatever. Like, it's so exciting and it's so liberating to truly be in an alignment of what you're meant to be consuming and eating. And even still till this day, I am still eliminating stuff. Do not get thrown off by how long it's taken and taking me to clean this vessel. And it's not a thing on my mind, and I don't have an agenda to, I gotta make sure that I'm cleaned out by a certain period of time or whatever. I just understand, I have an inner standing, an overstanding, and every other standing that you wanna use, that I've eaten, consumed, life experiences. I've had these things and experienced these things for many years now. If you're over the age of 30, 40, 50, 60, and you've been consuming things for over 30, 40, 50, 60 years, then I'm not saying it's going to take you over 30, 40, 50, 60 years to clean up. But what I'm saying is, it's gonna take you a while to get deep enough and far enough. And I'm not saying you can bypass your way to cleanliness, but what I am saying is, there's definitely ways to speed things up, to get deeper. There's definitely ways, because I've found ways. So what I'm saying is, you can't be in this for the short time, for a short run, with a time frame. If you have the mindset of, I'm gonna do a thing and I'm gonna be clean within 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, 200 days, and I did 200 days juicing. Now it took me somewhere. It definitely helped, but there's still levels. There is still levels. So if you've got this in your mind that you're going to do a particular thing, just trying to find some change. Someone's coming to ask for change. I have no change. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be clean, I'm going to do 30 days and that's it, I'm going to go back to what I was eating before the fast, and then I'm going to do the fast again at another period of time, you're wasting your time. I'm not gonna lie, you're wasting your time. But if you're thinking of doing a particular thing and you need to set yourself a time frame to keep going, I get that. I've done that. That's cool. I understand. But you're wasting your money if you're thinking about doing some sort of a cleanse for a short period of time, expecting life-changing results, and then going back to the very things that you've been eating for all these years and expecting a different result. Like, it doesn't work like that. And yes, you might feel good, you might feel, I don't know, because I'm just in a state now, and I've been in a state, and it does amplify over time as I keep going along. It's like amplifying, but I don't remember what that felt like. I don't remember what that old version felt like, if I'm completely honest with you. I really can't. But if you're someone that's struggling with brain fog, or you have anxieties or depression or pains and aches and all this sort of stuff, then yes, you might get a little alleviation and a little elevation, but it ain't gonna last too long if you're thinking about going back. Another thing I will say is, I'm not here to sugarcoat the message. The messages have to be the message. What will happen, and it will happen, I mean, it might not happen, but what may happen, highly likely to happen, is if you have any sort of a pain, or you had an operation, or you've gone through any sort of a trauma, pain sort of thing in your life, as you start to cleanse and go deeper, you then start to get those symptoms in reverse. So I remember I was having like some really bad pains in my shoulder. I was kind of convinced at a time I had arthritis in my shoulders, even though I don't know. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. But I had the same very pains towards the end of my juice fast. I was like, I ain't done anything. Like, where's this coming from? And then when I did a little bit of research, I found this out, and it's a thing. It's actually a thing. But don't waste your money. Like, I'm telling you, don't waste your money. If you're thinking about doing a short-term sort of a cleanse, you know, I don't know, 7 days, 3 days, there's no even point. There's no even point doing the 3 days or 7 days. You ain't even scratching the surface. I'll be completely honest with you. You're wasting money. You may as well continue doing the things that you're already doing if you're gonna go back to it anyway. Because what happens is, if you're extremely highly toxic, which many people are, and then you start eating fruit, especially fruit that's highly cleansing, and you really don't be eating much anyway, what happens is your body then starts to, all your cells, because I'm talking to you, you know, you've got yourself, and then you've got yourselves, cells, 100 trillion cells that all consume and eat and poop. And what happens is, when you start to give them that electric and give them that high vibrational foods, they all start getting excited, and everybody wants to dump their waste because they're like, hey, it's time to clean up. But if your body's already toxic, and then your cells are trying to clean up, it ain't pretty. People have been left hospitalized and in hospital because of the cleansing reaction alone. So you can't just jump into certain things. There's a ways of doing certain things. I'm never going to tell anyone, like, don't do it. Like, I'm never going to stop anyone from fasting, because let's be honest and let's be real, nobody consults with their doctor when they're about to do the crazy stuff on the weekend. Nobody consults with their doctor when they're consuming all these chemically laced products that are on shelves. It's not even food, it's on shelves in supermarket stores with no life energy, no life anything in there. Nobody's consulting anybody, but you're just doing it. You see the packaging, you see the label, like, I'm having that today. I remember when I was doing my fruit and veg boxes, and people were asking me, are they organic? Is your fruit, is your sweets organic? Is your crisps organic? Is your cigarettes organic? Is your alcohol organic? Let's be real. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't even, this is what I mean about behavior modification. It's so deep that you don't even know. You don't even realize that people are not asking these questions when you're buying certain things. That's the reality. That's the sad thing. Like, nobody's consulting anybody when they want to do these things. But as soon as you start talking about vegetation and fruits and, oh, we gotta make sure, is it organic, is it seeded, is it all this stuff? But I'm just like, eat the damn fruit, eat the oranges that have no seeds in there, because it's better than the burger. We gotta be real, man. We gotta be real. But this is me. I'm on my journey. I've been on my journey. I continue to be on the journey. I continue to be and continue to show and share information to be the reminder, to help liberate all those that see the message, feel the message, hear the message, trying to speak to your soul. Because right now, the ears, your eyes can't see, can't hear. I'm trying to get to that blueprint, because everyone's got the blueprint. We just need to get those spark plugs on there to wake it all up, wake everybody up. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm doing when I'm on here. That's what I'm doing when I'm saving the videos. That's what I'm doing when I'm creating content. That's what I'm doing. Just pulling it in front of you so that there's a reminder. Because there needs to be a reminder. I acknowledge there needs to be a reminder. So I will continue to be the reminder. The messenger has to become the message. And I've said it before. I don't need to be online. I don't need to do videos. I don't need to do any of this. My life is good outside of this, but I'm doing it. I feel like it's a calling. I feel like I have to be a voice of many voices to truly wake us up. Because if not who, then if not you, then who? If not me, then who? Really be just online doing all this content stuff because I have a love for the people, and because I've seen what great feels like. I know what great feels like. I feel this every day. No pains, no anxiety, no depression, and trust me, I've had some experiences in life and none of them affect me, and it's a testament to cleaning and honoring this vessel. First and foremost, everything else is a byproduct. Peace is a byproduct of cleansing your vessel, because things come to the surface, you're able to deal with things in a much better way because you're not suppressing no more. Suppressing is where the depressing is. I'm telling you, like, I'm telling you, I am telling you, I don't see anyone above me, below me. I don't see myself as above anyone or below anyone. But everyone's equal, we're all equal. But I'll be honest, we don't all have equal opportunities. We all don't have equal rights to the source because of the dishonor. It's a dishonor when everybody, all animals, do everything they possibly can to ensure they stay alive. I've said it again. I said it once, I'll say it again. I've said it more than once. There's over 1 million species of animals on this earth. Let's just comprehend that. Over 1 million. Over 1 million. Who knows? We haven't even touched really the surface of the oceans. So let's just say there's over 1 million. We're not talking about 100,000. We're not talking about 1,000. We're not talking about 100. Over millions. Do you know what I'm gonna say next? And this is when you know we're under some serious cellular oppression. Only one out of all those millions of species of animals, creations, only one cooks their food. Only one. Name another one. There's only one that cooks their food. Why is it that all animals don't need what we need? Because they've got their right mind, they're in direct alignment, they know what to do. There's certain animals that do their own enemas. I think it's some sort of a bird's beak, suck the water up the bum, out. But people will be oohing and ahhing about doing enemas. They don't want to put anything up there. You're throwing everything down there, but you don't want to put anything up there that's gonna actually help with the cleaning. Like, make it make sense. Like, I can't make it make any sense if you have no sense. Like, real talk. How can I make anything? You either get it or you don't. That's as real as it's gonna be. So no matter what you think you want to be doing in life, you might have your aspirations to do certain things, but who's the aspirations for? Is it actually for you, or is it for the approval of other people? Is that why you want the status of a certain job? Because the state, now you can sit on your high throne and feel like you're above other people? Or do you really want to be doing the thing? Do you really want to be working all those hours to earn so much money, and do what with the money if you're not even got good health? And only when things start crumbling is when people want to actually live. People living like YOLO until they're left solo and have bad health problems. Everybody wants to survive when they got bad health problems. Everybody wants to go to the doctor when things are not working. Everybody wants to start taking certain things when they don't feel good. But don't think twice about the things that they're consuming when they're feeling okay to a certain degree. Because there's levels to feeling good as well. There's definitely levels. You might feel okay, but maybe you ain't been okay since, like, for many years. This is just your new version of okay. This is your new version of feeling okay. This is the version that you can acknowledge. This is the version that you remember, because actually you've probably forgotten how good feels. Even when you was a child, even when you was a baby, that's probably the purest you've ever been. I'm probably cleaner than most babies. I've still got a lot of work to do, but the babies that are coming into the world, that are birthed by mother and father, and probably got their own health conditions and health problems. And I'm not saying, oh, it's hereditary or anything, but if you're a guy and you're sleeping with anyone, unprotected, living with your traumas, and you're just full of hatred, and you're not even preserving your life force energy, you're producing lifeless children. That's the reality of it. You're producing bad seeds, just like a plant in bad soil that cultivates the seeds if it's in bad soil and a bad environment, it's going to create a bad crop. Just look in nature. We are nature. Things are not as far away as you think. I'll just say that. And as women, like, where's the respect? Where's your self-worth? Like the skinning out and the showing everything for who? For a man. And it's not for you. Because if it's for you, then only you should be walking around naked in your own facility. Most people are doing things for the opposite sex. Men will be buying all these latest this and latest that, and this car and this clothes and da 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 da. Women will wear the skimpiest stuff, taking the pictures with the skimpiest things and doing everything for the attention, but claiming they want no attention. Most people want a relationship with somebody else because I don't have a relationship with self. Let it land again. Most people don't, no, let me get it right. Most people want a relationship with somebody else because they don't have a relationship with self. A lot of people can't sit with themselves. That's why they're out and about, entertaining and engaging with all sorts of random people. People complain about the people they're with, but you can't expect to have high vibes and high frequency and high vibrational relationships if you're not even vibing at the same vibe. It doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen. You don't need to protect your energy if you're doing everything possible and abiding by universal laws. That nothing, you're protected. You're actually protected. I'm landing with these today. I'm actually landing. This is going to be a good one. So for anyone that thinks they're on their high horse about status or qualifications and awards, you need to pipe down. You actually need to pipe down, because if we strip that away, who are you as a person? What are you as a person? Where are you as a person? What's your morals like? What's your life about? Like, you can have all these things and still depressed and be in a super low state. It means nothing. It actually means nothing. I really could go on and on and on and on and on. Like I said, there's levels and layers to this, and I'm still leveling. Every day is an active choice. Every day is a choice. And yes, I know. Trust me, I know. Food is addictive. It's bloody addictive. All those chemicals are addictive. If I have cooked food, they've got me. I'm hooked. Especially processed foods. So trust me, I know. It's hard. It's so hard. And getting yourself off is probably going to be one of the hardest things you do. But first and foremost, you need to want it. You have to want it. That's the only way you can get through this. You have to want it. You have to want what's on the other side. This is why so many people make a transition when they're sick and ill, because they want to get better so bad. Fortunately, I ain't coming from that place. I'm one of a few people that I've come across, probably one of none. I don't know anybody else that's definitely made the transition to plant raw foods without being sick to death. Everybody else that I know of have been sick, so that's what led them to this journey, where I wasn't. I naturally did it. I was playing around with the idea of, oh, I'll just do this juicing thing, I'll try a few days, and then it continued and continued and continued, and I'm here now. And I said from the very beginning that I would never ever go raw, because I love cooked food too much. And that's just a testament within itself, that when you clean yourself up enough and you start turning on those firing cylinders, you start thinking straight, you start thinking right, you start having, you start operating a lot different. Yeah, life is different. And I say it again, I'm not on here for any other reason but to share the information, just to share what I know, just to share that I'm basically a living proof, a living testimony of being able to live in a place. You don't have to fly over to another country to have all the sun, and it's ideal. It's a beautiful idea to live in a particular place and have the abundance of the natural food growing in the hot climate. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be there soon, very soon, but you can do it. You can do it anywhere. Like, I've just parked up, I'm going to my local shop to get my fruit and my vegetables and stuff, and it does not get boring. Like, I had the first ounce of understanding that why animals are able to consume the same foods every day, day in, day out, because when your cells are just thriving off what you're eating, you ultimately feel the exact same way. It's like, why would you want anything else when you're having this thing and it tastes like you've had it for the first time over and over and over and over again. I did a reel the other day, and it was like 30 different meals, 30, they looked exactly the same, pretty similar, but it was different. It was a different meal. And that's just me saying, like, hey, I'm having basically the same food, and every single day it actually feels like it tastes better and better and better and better and better. I had no salt, I had nothing. I don't add anything, and I was a salt fiend. I loved salt on everything. Have to have salt. Can't have salt on, have no salt on salad. No spices on salad. No herbs on salad. Like, why would I even eat it? Like, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm just eating it because I think it's healthy. To now, everything on my big dish has not been touched with anything but its original taste. I never thought I would get to a point of having anything in just its original state. All I do is I wash the spinach, squeeze it on my plate. I skin the cucumbers, especially if they're not organic. Then I chop them up, they go on the plate. If I have peppers, I chop them up, wash them, they go on the plate. Spring onion, wash them, cut them, go on the plate. What else? Mushrooms, wash them, cut them, go on the plate. The only thing that is got seasoning in there and salt would be my fermented foods, because in order to have the fermentation happening under control and in the right environment, it's a brine. You use salt water. So I use pink Himalayan salt, and then it obviously has like a tangy flavor. But I love it. And then as well, with when I'm making my spreads, oh, my spreads are so nice. I use the fermented water, the fermented juice, probiotic, like everything. I'm just creating like the most divine, harmonious fuel. This is why I'm operating full cylinders, and this is why I'm where I am, because I'm learning as I'm going along. I'm adapting as I'm going along. You know, in life you can read so many books, but you're only reading her story or his story. You know, history. We've been taught history. That's all you're learning. You're learning their theories and their things. You might be inspired by a particular person because they've gone through a certain similar part of life or experience that you've experienced. But with that, you have to be careful, because what are they might have achieved some quote unquote great and amazing things, but who's it for, and what energy was fueled to achieve those things? Was it love or was it hate energy? Because I know I've come across a lot of people that really got some work to do and some healing to do, that most people might see them as like super successful. Like everything you want and need is inside of you, is within you. You have the answer, you have the key, but you have to want it enough. You're not going to do anything you don't want to do. And I'm trying to send and spread this message to anyone that's ready and wants the knowing. Like, I'm telling you, this is somebody that's practicing what I'm saying. I wouldn't even call me a preacher necessarily. I'm not even preaching. I'm not even telling you to do a particular thing. It's your choice. Like, it's your choice whether you do it or you don't do it. It's not really affecting me directly, but I would say that the collective energy of everything, we're all interconnected, so it does have an effect on me also. But I'm just putting out good. I'm putting out the truth. I'm putting out there is a universal law. It's not a man law. Like, there's a truth that governs all, and I'm just gonna continue to be the example. And whether people acknowledge it or they don't acknowledge it, then that's fair enough. Like, I don't have anything to prove, because I'm living my life, I'm living my journey. I'm actually someone walking around living a particular way, and unfortunately most of the time when people have an acknowledgement of someone that's doing a particular thing, it's when they're dead. Now, I do expect to live a long life, but anything can happen. So if for some reason I'm not here and you're still here, and you want to then hail me and say, oh, he was doing this thing and he was doing that thing, like, don't even do it. Like, I don't want you to do it. Like, let's acknowledge it while I'm here. Let's acknowledge the people while they're here, not when they're gone, not when you want to reminisce, or like, that's long. We ain't got time. We actually do not have time. We don't have time. We really don't have time. But I'm gonna leave this one here. I'm gonna save this one. If you caught this at the end, then I'm gonna save it so you can watch it back if and whenever you feel ready. My videos are long. My videos may be long, they may not be long. My videos are not edited. The video quality might not be the greatest, but I'm not trying to create the perfect picture. I'm trying to show you, like, this is how it is, like, rough, rugged and raw. Like, rough, rugged and raw. This is the message. This is how I'm telling it. This is not scripted. This is how it flows. This is how it comes through. If there's mistakes, then so be it. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. So if you manage to watch it, if you manage to just watch a minute because you don't have the attention span, this ain't for you right now. But they're all on YouTube. If you click the bio, everything's there. The YouTube videos are there. They're all in order. They've all got the titles. I would highly recommend you watch them. But if you don't feel called to, I don't mind. I genuinely don't mind. But it's for those that are ready. Those that are ready to put the work in. My message isn't for people that... My message isn't for the standard people. If you watch my videos, you're not the standard person because there's something about you. There is actually something about you. My whole account is not for the average person, because the average person's not gonna do what I'm doing. So if you're following and you're watching and you're seeing everything I'm doing, then that's your call. You don't see things that you're not aligned to. You don't see things that you're not called to. You don't watch and invest the time and the energy and the effort into things that you're not vibrating towards or at. It just doesn't happen. So I'm gonna leave it with this last message, and I've already said it in this already, but let's just deep it. Let's just actually deep it. Let's deep it. There's over 1 million species of animals and creations. Over 1 million. Over 1 million. Like, over 1 million. And they all enjoy what they consume in its natural state without adding anything, right? They all consume their food in its raw form. There's only one that cooks their food. And on that note, we're going to leave it here. But thank you for everyone that joined. Thank you for anyone that's stayed from the very beginning. And there's work to be done. We got work to do. This isn't a cult. This isn't anything. This is just a spreading of information and an awakening, because the people that you may have and put all your trust in don't have your best interest at heart. That's the reality of it. And if you believe that they do, then this channel, this account is probably not for you. So yeah, let's leave it there. Anyway guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and yeah, I will catch you on the next video. Toodles.